Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Talks with Anthony. Today we're going to have a insightful conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development in addition to your well-being, right? But in today's conversation, we're going to be talking about why healing often feels uncomfortable before it starts to even get better, right? So you got to realize off the rip, I just want to say, right, when you first start something, it feels uncomfortable. You're not used to doing it, right? But everything, as you start to be more consistent, more disciplined, more focused, right? The more you put into something, right, the better the reward's going to be. Things will gradually start to get better, right? Everybody knows, right? Practice, you know what I mean? It's about the effort, you know what I mean? As long as you're showing up for yourself, that's all that matters, right? So I just want everybody to take that into consideration as they're making, an adjustment such as, trying to heal from trauma, from whatever circumstances are, relationship, etc., whatever that may be. However, we're able to bounce back, we're able to get where we need to be, right? So let's dive into this video. So I want to normalize and reduce the shame in regards to, right? Many people expect healing to feel peaceful and revealing right away, right? Quick instant gratification, right? We want something, we want to be able to feel that result really fast. However, like I said, anything that's good, it takes what? It takes time, right? So when it feels heavy, emotional, or even confusing, they assume that something is wrong, right? But discomfort is a normal part of the process when it comes to something that we have suppressed or previously avoided. We got to take that into consideration, right? So like I said, once again, good thing takes time. So in regards to our healing, it's going to take time. So just bear with me. But I also want to say this too, is that if you half-ass your process in regards to you half-assed energy, like you're not really doing the things that you're supposed to be doing for yourself, you're going to get half-assed results. Let me just be blunt with you, right? But in regards to if you're really trying to be genuine, you're really trying to heal, you're really trying to show up for yourself with that effort, right? You're really trying to be compassionate, kind to yourself, and really want to be able to allow yourself to know that, yo, I went through a lot, I want to forgive myself, I really want to be able to heal, and you know what I mean? Get to the other side type of thing in a positive way, you know what I mean? You're gonna get there, right? So I really want you to take that in consideration. You gotta be able to have that effort for yourself because you do matter. But let's talk about some psychoeducation in regards to something that's gonna help us stay grounded, but also provide some more information, right? So healing involves bringing awareness to stored emotions and unresolved experiences. The brain may interpret this as a threat because it's unfamiliar. Like I said, it's something that we're not used to doing. We haven't really done this healing work in a while. You know what I mean? We've been in our situation, our environment, and all these other factors have been playing into our brains, right? The media, right? Propaganda, people's beliefs, people's values, family values, right? Cultural values, all these different things play into my behavior and the way my thinking is, right? And unresolved experiences, unresolved problems, right? And unresolved emotions, because I haven't really dived or thought about these things, right? They're all, you know what I mean? It's difficult. I just want to put that in consideration because, like I said, in regards to the brain, how it's, like I said, it's unfamiliar territory. But when it comes to the nervous system as well, it could be becoming activated or something that you're able to learn within the process as you're going through this anxiety, unraveling these things, right? But avoidance often protects you. So letting go of it can be destabilizing at first, right? But now we're going to be able to dive into it. So I wanted us to take that in consideration. Like, this may feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but as we're able to dive into this and really understand our values, get some more understanding, right? This is going to be able to help us as we're pushing forward, right? So like I said, it's going to be difficult in the beginning because we're trying to process and develop some understanding. But like I said, things will get better as we navigate through, right? You deserve it, right? So discomfort and healing often means that you're processing, you're not regressing, right? So you're trying to figure this thing out, right? Although it is, like I said, it may be not comfortable. But let's talk about some practical reframing in regards to how to understand that experience, right? So don't measure your healing to be how good it feels in the moment, right? Like I said, good things take time, right? So just because this is what it is right now, this is temporary, right? Don't get it twisted, right? So measure it by increased awareness. You're understanding yourself. You're trying to figure things out, right? You're being honest to yourself. You're being authentic, right? You're really trying to, you know what I mean? Understand your emotional range, right? You're being more intuitive, right? And that's why I always advocate for journaling if possible, because you're able to get more intuitive with your mood, how you're feeling is with your day, right? Because some people out here could be sitting trying to project on you, make it seem like there's something wrong with you, you're tripping, whatever. But if you're out here, you're really intuitive with yourself, you know what's going on with yourself, right? You have a tracking of what's really going on. You also have supports too. Ain't nobody can play with you feel me? But it's like, it's really good to really invest time into yourself. We all have about 15 minutes a day, right? We all do. We spend a lot of time on our phones. We do what we do, right? But what about the time for you? You got to give yourself the time to really take care of your personal development, right? I'm here for you. We're here to grow, right? But you also got to, like I said, you got to practice these things. You got to implement these things into your life, right? But let's get back into it, right? So when it comes to growth, you could feel like it's confusing because, you don't have that clarity in the rip. But like I said, when it comes to growth, you're going to be able to navigate. You're going to be able to gain more information as you're spending more time and being more intuitive with yourself, right? So feeling more doesn't mean that you're getting worse. It means that you're no longer going to be numb, excuse me. But I just wanted to put that in consideration. Like, we're really diving into emotions, feelings, and things that may feel uncomfortable, but it's helping us grow as an individual, right? Because why would we want to be stagnant? Why are we want to be limiting our life's full potential, right? Why do we want to be stuck, right? Let's grow out of our situation. Let's develop some understanding. That's why I always advocate for counseling, because that could be really beneficial, because you have a professional, right, that has the ability to really help you navigate these emotions and these experiences privately and confidentially. You know what I mean? So let's talk about some, like I said, some micro action that we can be able to apply into our life, right? Because if we know better, we're gonna do better, we can move better, right? So when it comes to discomfort, right, showing up, pause instead of resisting it, right? Don't run away from your emotions, right? Because that actually drives the anxiety later on. It's only gonna pile up, right? So like, really, what's going on? You know what I mean? Write these things down, pause, question yourself, give a reality check. Is this really how I feel right now, right? Develop some understanding, right? Name what the feeling is without trying to fix it immediately. Feel as if that you have to have the answers for everything, right? You don't, right? But it's just good to have the awareness. That's what I'm trying to help you, you know what I mean, gain here. In addition to that too, is ground yourself when it comes to something simple, right? Like breathing, touching something. For instance, go to the, you know what I mean, the bathroom, wash your hands with that warm water, you know what I mean? But hit it with that cold water too. Like, really feel, you know, what's going on in your body, right? The stillness, right? Like I said, it's breathing techniques. Really ground yourself. It can benefit you when it comes to emotional regulation. Instead of asking, how do I stop this? Ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? Really develop some understanding in regards to what's going on with yourself, right? This is all about, like I said, healing. This is all about, like I said, developing and pushing through the uncomfortableness for us to be able to be comfortable, right? By practicing these skills. So pulling this video together, I really want to take into consideration that healing is not just always going to be gentle. It's not always going to be easy, right? But we got to be understanding it's going to be meaningful, right? And usually when it comes to the beginning process, it's difficult in the beginning to do something. But when we get to the end, we realize, like, yo, if it wasn't for the beginning, we would not be here right now, right? If it wasn't to the beginning, we wouldn't be in the middle, I mean, the plateau. We wouldn't be able to, nothing would ever been happen, right? If we didn't begin somewhere. So we have to be able to be kind to ourselves, be gentle to ourselves, and realize that we're doing something good when we are able to heal, right? So we're able to connect with other people, right? Even our family, have better relationships with other people, right? And really just make, you know, that difference, make the change, right? I think that a lot of us want to be able to make the world a better place, but we also realize that we have to look within. And it starts right now. It starts with the healing, right? So it's going to be a journey. So we're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to learn a lot of things about yourself. You're going to learn a lot of things about your family, your bloodline, right? The genogram, that's what I'm saying. Connect with yourself with a counselor. You're going to be able to understand it. It's like, it's almost like a family tree, for instance, right? So it's like, but just, like I said, just be kind to yourself. If whatever's working in a positive way, right? Like I said, different skill sets in regards to interventions such as breathing, right? Whatever, you know what I mean? Like the gym, whatever, I don't know. Whatever was working for you, just keep doing what's beneficial for you. Heal, but at the same time too, like I said, really just develop some understanding with yourself, right? If you found this video was beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share it possible, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.